Hello, welcome to Devlog Zero on working title. I don't have a title yet, but basically I'm creating a game in OpenGL and C++, um, that is based on liminal spaces and the back rooms. So I'm gonna be doing this over the next 3 weeks, and there'll be a devlog every Sunday, with obviously the last devlog being the last Sunday, and maybe a stupid little trailer or something. um, Basically, the game is again based on liminal spaces and backrooms, and there's going to be a simple little monster chasing you that's really just a PNG that'll jump scare you. But uh, you will be informed by audio cues, and your goal as a player is to escape from the world. The world is basically a big square that'll have different square biomes like rolling plains or city, and the graphics aren't going to be very good. They're planning to be very simple, like Gmod esque, or probably even worse, to be honest. A little bit about my experience. I don't really have that much experience in dev. I actually have zero experience in game dev, and I have not very much experience in OpenGL. Um, Basically, I've completed the getting started section on Learn OpenGL, which tells you how to like use vertices, the camera, stuff like that, how to set up very simple stuff. Um, and I do have it in my notes to glaze Learn OpenGL, and I think it's I think this website is amazing. And if you do have any interest in learning OpenGL, I'm going to link it below, and I think it's definitely the best resource if you're trying to learn OpenGL. I'm basically using this as an opportunity in the next 3 weeks to improve my graphics programming knowledge and just my general knowledge in C++. A little bit about what I've gotten to be able to do so far in OpenGL, and after this section getting started, I basically have a camera. I have a chunk loading system for triangle planes. So like that's a very simple like plane that you see in like anything like Roblox Studio or anything like that. I've implemented on that like a height map with a simple implementation of value noise, which, if any of you guys know about Minecraft, Minecraft uses a thing called Perlin noise to basically create a noise map and map that onto their terrain so it can make the terrain look, vertical, like it has like mountains and realistic and stuff like that. I basically use I've the simple version of that called value noise implemented. It's not very good, but it's good enough for our resources, because if we're trying to make liminal spaces and backroom esque maps that are pretty flat, it's uncanny, and I can get that uncanny look pretty well. If I mess around with some of the parameters, I might implement Perlin noise, but that's just for fun. And I also have this shitty walking logic implemented. I'll have to play this on screen, but basically, when you're in the map, your character, or the camera really, can be limited to like two points or whatever. Basically, it's limited to a certain height over the map, so you're basically just stuck floating, and every time you change height, like your screen buffs. It's really crappy, but it's an implementation. My code is not very good, and the code that I have so far is very buggy and probably has a lot of memory leaks, but I don't need it to be that crazy. I just need to be able to complete this project, and again, this is about learning multiple things. One thing I did forget I missed was I'm going to use a C library called Mini Audio, which is just a simple single header C library for audio. It can both take in audio and output audio. Really, all I need to use it for is to play audio cues and jump scare noise and stuff like that. I did forget to mention that, but I'm going to be also using this. Yeah, so that's very much basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to implement a simple liminal spaces backroom style game where you go through maps, you're trying to escape a monster, and most of the gameplay is through audio cues and maybe simple 2D objects on your screen that are showing, oh, hey, there's a monster nearby. Anything that would be above that, I would be very surprised if I could get done in 3 weeks. There's some stretch goals, like I know you can do basically the biggest thing I'd want to do as a stretch goal would be to figure out where my camera is and use ray casting to figure out where my camera's looking at and be able to do some game logic with the monster where you can basically not look behind when something happens. Like let's say like an audio cue plays like a snapping noise. If you look behind, you'll get jump scared. Ooh, spooky or whatever. But yeah, that's like the type of thing I would do if I have some extra time. I'm not planning to have extra time. The plan for this first Sunday is to mess around with the mini audio library and maybe some monster logic, getting some simple implementations of that stuff in. So that's what you have to look forward to this Sunday. Also, it is Wednesday, so I I have to get started. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys Sunday.